on my arm, I'll always keep you safe from harm. I want you to be my bride and sing, sing, sing a lot while I'm walking. Here, here, here's your love, girl. Here, here, here's your love. Well, you gotta go somewhere. I've got a lot to love to give. I've got a kiss for your name on.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Prague in the Czech Republic for the final day of the 2020 Canoe Slalom Championships of Europe. Coming right up, the finals of the women's kayak and men's canoe. So sit back with myself, David Goldstrom, and enjoy the action over the next 90 minutes. Well, the weather has cheered up. It's been sunshine and bright skies throughout the morning. Temperature improving all the time. And we've got some 500 invited spectators, friends and family mostly, who've come here under special invitation. And most of them should be wearing a mask because that's the order of the day. And there is social distancing, and the athletes have a separate corridor, so all the protective methods, or measures I should say, are in place. This is what we have for you. Starting momentarily, the women's kayak final, the 10 who've made it through from this morning's semi-finals, including the World, European and Junior World Champions, the reigning champions. And here is the lineup of the final in reverse order, because Katerina Kudryova will be last to go in the final, but first we'll have a reprise run of her best run from this morning. These are the women who didn't quite make it through to today's final, and we've got no less than 4 Czech competitors in the women's final. Well, this is Katerina Kudryova, the 2015 world champion, through the opening sprint and 3 downstream gates to the first of the 6 upstream, gate 4, and then another little trio of downstream gates in this powerful water. That was her one touch from the semi-final run, but it was still ultimately good enough for overall time to edge her into the lead over the reigning world champion. The move from 15 to 16, the double upstream. And coming out of 16 right across to the other side of the course to 17, and then a tricky move to 18, which has caught out quite a few in the heats on Friday, as well as yesterday in the finals of the women's canoe and the men's kayak. Kudryova, who found really good speed towards the bottom of this course. It's a really hard examination. That's been the unanimous verdict of all the athletes here, but they've appreciated it. The last of the upstream gates, 23, and then spinning around to 2 downstream gates, and then a flat water sprint again towards the finish. So you need energy in the tank to finish off the job and cross the line really hard. So Kudryova will be the last person to cross the line, representing the Czech Republic. And momentarily we'll give you another indication of how tricky this course is. There you can see a forest of downstream gates, and the course data there exactly the same for the men and exactly the same as yesterday in terms of the challenge. And here's another way of looking at it. Here you can see this bird's eye view. There's this big sprint of about 30 meters into the first of the trio of upstream gates. You really need to make pace in that early section. 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 should be straightforward. not too many penalties so far. 10 and 11 and 12 has caused problems in setting up for 13 and 14. Now the double upstream. Drop down and take 16, and then watch out for 17 and 18. There may be penalties there. 20, under the bridge we go. And set up 21 for 22 and across to 23. And then again, you're onto the flat water here for the sprint to the finish. The poles all set 20 centimeters above the water. The gates are 1.5 meters wide and the boat 3.5 meters long and 60 centimeters wide. And there's a good indication of what the boats have to travel through. So this is the start list. The world, European and junior world champions all involved in this final. So even though one or two nations, Germany, Great Britain, Russia, are not with us, sadly, for perfectly legitimate reasons, we have a very high-class final on a very tough course. So first to take the challenge, to strive for a medal, is the Czechs, Veronika Vojtova, the extreme world champion of last year in La Seu d'Urgell, and here she goes. Here's this flat water sprint, the first of the little drops which are a feature of this course. One across to two, and just got a little hold there. She came out of two, across to four. Looking for a really nice, clean start here. Lots of support from the friends and family on this special invitation day. Slovakia, another country who, like Great Britain, have decided to not competitively paddle this season. I'm sure the paddlers are quite frustrated, but those are the times we live in, and that was pretty close to a touch there on 15, but at the moment, okay. 16, setting the target through here. Semi-finals over the same course, fastest time 111.64. Cross to 23. So far so good, a clean round. Fast and clean, that's the objective of the exercise. Well, the clean bit has been achieved. She comes through the final gate, gate 25, paddling, driving to the line here, Vojtova, and home in 116.61. So Vojtova, her semi-final run was slower, 118.48, but she had a 2-second penalty, so this is an improvement. And the second paddler about to start her challenge. And it's really good to see this talented Andorran. This is Monica Doria Villarrubla. Okay, through the first couple of gates and 3, break out to 4, just got held in that heavy water there. These are the fractions that you need to avoid if you want to have a winning time. Chasing down here. I'd say she's pretty well as good as Vojtova. Well, a little bit quicker. And that's encouraging. Oh, and what she had, she now loses. She's a 1.5 seconds behind almost instantly. So careless touch on the upstream 10. Now it is possible towards the bottom of this course to make up a little bit of time. And as ever, the encouraging applause from our limited number of spectators. A fantastic job done by the Czech Canoe Federation and Czech Television to make this all happen. 17 was marginal, 18 and 17 a 50 penalty, as you can see. And that's just blown her chance out of the water. Low on gate number 20 there, and that one big error on 17, not getting her head, part of her body, and the part of the boat between the two poles, which is the regulation. That's what she failed to do. It will be checked by the chief judge, but it looks as if she's been caught out there. Coming towards the finish now. And you can see Vojtova obviously maintaining the lead. She would have been 6.5 seconds plus slower in any case. But there's the first touch. That was on gate 10. And then it's the miss at 20 that got her the 50-second penalty. So on her way, delighted to see a Dutch competitor in the lineup here. This is Lena Teunissen, 18th in yesterday's Canadian singles women's world championship. There are a number of women who have doubled up here. She's one of 3 in the finals lineup here. Not as dynamic as Vojtova, and that'll surely show on the clock in a moment. Indeed, 3 seconds to find. Get to seriously make her mark in terms of major championships, but as I said, great to have a Dutch paddler with us. It's a small talent base, and 15 still clean. So that's one thing in her favour. Down to 17. Oh, the line, oh, just caught the central part of the blade there on the exit, and that's 2 seconds. So 5, nearly 6 seconds down, as long as she doesn't make any more mistakes. But that was timely, or time wasting, as she comes down to the Watergate 21. Cross to 23. That was better than 20, and now navigates that big stopper to come onto the flat water here. And this is to go into second place. So 8 seconds behind. It would have been 6 seconds behind, but for that 2-second penalty. But not bad. She's made the final. So next to go, it's the Ukraine's Victoria Us. Victoria, a bronze medalist back in the 2015 European Championships in Krakow. You very much need to make speed and time on this upper section. It's not often you see a flat water sprint and a flat water finish in a slalom course as you have here today. It makes it just that little bit harder. Energy sapping, and that's what the water, the white water, really does to you. You don't really want to be crashing through it. You want to be on the edge of these big stoppers. A little bit down on the clock. Couple of seconds to find on Veronika Vojtova at this moment in time. Cross to 14. That's okay. Good effort here. Yeah, those legs pumping underneath the spray deck here to drive the kayak forward. 17 and 18, tricky. Just a little bit offline, that will have cost her, but 1.44 at gate number 20, a little bit low there, so she wouldn't have caught up much so far, but here there is a possibility to try to just earn back a few precious fractions as she takes 22 to 23. To be honest, I don't think she really is making much time, and the effects of the run are really beginning to show a little bit, and not so commanding in the drive to the line. Tired, fatigued, and into second place, but a clean run. So at least she has that to her satisfaction. 2 clean runs. And next up, the former double world champion Corinna Kunle for Austria, who won this title back in Slovenia 3 years ago. And very capable of raising her game for this final. Born in Vienna, now in her early 30s, has represented Austria at the Olympic Games. Corinna. Overall world champion in her time in 2014 and 2015, but the 2-second touch there given on gate 1. Touch on 10. No. So she was a couple of seconds down, and well, really unfortunate touch on gate 1. Needs to be inside 116.61, and this is still quite quick here, up on the clock. So can't afford another touch, that's for sure. But at the moment, looking as if she's very capable of setting a new fastest time, but 21, oh dear. And that pushes her much closer to Veronika Vojtova. She had a distinct advantage, 1:16.61, the time to beat as she goes for the line here, and she's passed it. And Corinna Kunle, but for that, she would have been at what? 1:14, and she would have been into the lead. So Vojtova holds on, is in first place for the Czech Republic. So disappointment there for the Austrian, and now we have 2 Czech competitors to follow. Galušková, the junior world champion, and then Amelie Hilgertova, the reigning European champion. So 5 to go, and this is the situation, and none of these 5 may end up with a medal yet. We have to see what happens now. Camille Prigent, she will be third last to go, the talented under-23 world champion from a couple of seasons ago, and the world champion will follow her, and another world champion will be last to go for the Czech Republic. So Anthony Galušková now for the Czechs. Just 20 years of age, I should say, and talented, has paddled a mixed C2 in her time. She's been junior European champion as well. Slightly longer paddle stroke here, which can be often quite deceptive in terms of pace. So Czech Republic versus the Czech Republic at the moment. Not far away. Oof, 100th in front. Vojtova had a clean run, so Galushkova must try to emulate that and just find a little bit more pace. Through 12 to 13 and offset to 14, another drop there. And then you can see the breakout to 15. Vojtova was quick at the finish of this course. Oh, that is very tight. I don't think that's body and canoe and head through, and that looks to me like a 50, and it's given as a 50 for gate 18, and that's a real shame. 18, which has caused quite a few problems throughout the whole weekend. 23 now, but the run is ruined by that missed gate. So, although it'll be checked, I'm pretty confident that she'll not be relieved of that 50-second penalty, and as a result, you see 3.65 would have been the deficit, and she would have gone into the bronze medal position momentarily, but that's 50, I'm afraid, is her undoing. So, next to go, Amelie Hilgertova, the defending European champion. Her aunt, the great legendary Stepanka Hilgertova, multi-Olympic medalist and world champion and European champion, a legend in the sport who was competitive in canoe slalom well into her 40s, and a great mentor for this young woman. Amelie, 22 years of age, 23 actually now, and good start. Found a nice rhythm with the kayak here. Just a little bit of wide, but she kept the boat moving. Wasn't perfect. Now 14 okay, double upstream coming. Close to a touch on 15. Still up on the clock at the moment, 17 to 18, got to be careful here. 19 determines the entry to 20, the breakout. And she's just caught that with her blade, just as she left the gate. And that sort of ruined her fast and clean run here. Still quick, but she's got to get home inside 116.61, and it'll be tight. She's challenging Vojtova, Veronika Vojtova, her own teammate, and is she there? Yes, she is. By 1.18 seconds, the defending champion has got into first place, but for that penalty, it would have been 113.43 for her run. And Amelie Hilgertova, 1:16.27, so the run time was 2 seconds better than in the semi-finals. Just a real pity about the touch. And now the last French opportunity, Camille Prigent on her way, the under-23 world champion from Ivrea in Italy 2 seasons ago. a rising star. Her dad, bit of a legend, Jean-Yves, a world team gold medalist back in 1977 when we used to race in Austria on the Spital, a fantastic course. And he was also a bronze medalist in Bala at the World Championships in the early 80s. But this young woman is a fantastic talent. France and the Czech Republic, the most progressive nations in slalom canoeing, based on last season's results, particularly with their juniors. Got to find some time, though, with that touch on gate 1. She'd still be behind on the clock, even without that touch. Well, that's much harder than taking gate 1, and you can see 2.41 behind Amelie Hilgertova, and not much of the course left in which to try to grab back some of that deficit. Camille Prigent, and she's motoring. She really is motoring. That was quick, and this will be tight. Both Prigent and Hilgertova with a 2-second penalty. Look at this finish here. Prigent into gold, and Camille Prigent for France. She's not there yet, but Camille Prigent goes into first place, and she knows with only 2 to come, she is a European medalist. What color it will be, we do not know. But what we do know is that Camille Prigent, by 0.82 of a second, has pushed the European champion of last season, Amelie Hilgertova, down into silver, and Veronika Vojtova into bronze, and Corina Kunle off the podium. France lead. The world champion, Eva Teršel for Slovenia. Won the title in La Seu d'Urgell last year. A quick starter. She's really grown up, Eva. Experience now, 28 years of age, and Slovenian passion for this sport is fantastic. They do so well. Yesterday, Peter Kauser, an excellent silver medal in the men's kayak. He, the oldest man on the course yesterday at 37, but he hasn't lost it, and she hasn't lost it either. 2.44. This is good. Keep this going, and the world champion may be going into the lead. You can see she really has got this gait pattern imprinted in her mind. Just a little bit tenuous, or tentative, I should say, at gate 14. So a little bit of that advantage has gone. I've still got her in front at this particular point. One more split time to come, and we'll get a guide in a moment. 18 to 19 and 1.5 seconds. So she's basically lost this. Oh, and that touch. And she's really clattered into 20. So again, this compromises her chances. It was very good, but the advantage she had, she's now half a second down at least. But can she finish fast here? 114.61 seconds to beat through 25 now. A little bit offline now. She drives for it, and you can see she's not going to quite make it. And the touch and the disturbance to her run puts her only into the bronze medal position. So Camille Prigent, the under-23 world champion, ahead of the reigning world champion, with another world champion to come. But that really was unfortunate. If she had not had that penalty, her running time would have been 114.50, and she'd be in the lead by 1/10 of a second. So now the fastest woman in the semi-final. She thought that about 115 seconds, a clean run, would probably just about be good enough. And pretty well that's what she achieved, 113.64 plus a 2-second penalty. This time, though, it's got to be clean and it's got to be a little bit quicker. France in gold, Czech Republic in silver, Slovenia in bronze. World champion in Lee Valley in London 5 years ago. That's the standout achievement of her career. From Prague. That's good. This 30-year-old Czech going really well at the moment. Five major championship gold medals in her career so far. Still going and building here. Careful through 15. Little hold there, but nothing to worry about. 16 is good. Now she drives the kayak forward here. 17, if she nails 18, she's in good shape. It's not bad. Sets up for 19. 19 sets up for 20. And she's building here. Look at the advantage. 3.93 seconds. That is really significant. She can't take her foot off the gas at the moment. 21 nicely. Beautiful line through there. Helps through 22. Ferries across to 23. 2 more gates to go. The gold medal of the European title is within her grasp now. Through 24, they're getting excited here. And it's the Czech Republic versus France. Kudyova versus Prigent. It's Kudyova. A fast time, a clean run, 112.71. And she is the European champion. That's her first European senior title. And another major goal achieved. That's a brilliant run. And Kudyova, well, millimetre perfect, pretty well all the way through this run. Great rhythm, great start to pick up the advantage. And the gold goes to Kudyova, the silver to Camille Prigent of France, and Amélie Hilgertova, the champion last year, collects the bronze medal on this occasion. And the world champion, Eva Terschel, has to be satisfied with 4th place. But as I said, if she hadn't had the penalty, she would have been bronze. But that's one of those if-only moments. So the champion, as I say, from Prague, paddling in Prague on home water. And there it is, confirmation. And you can see Camille Prigent, if she hadn't had that one penalty, she would have been the champion of Europe.
Kateřina, congratulations, you won a European Championship. How is it for you?
I am happy, it's awesome, I can't believe it, it's great.
You were a world champion, now you are European champion. Is it something different between these 2 titles?
I'm not sure because it was quite time before, so I'm happy I got it now. It's awesome.
How was your run?
I think it wasn't bad, it was good. I had quite problem at the start because that time stopped, and so I paddled, I think 30 seconds later, so it was I was scared a little bit.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, indeed. Congratulations to Kateřina Kudyova, backing up her semi-final performance and improving on it. This, the bronze medalist, Amélie Hilgertova, and you're going to see a lot of this young lady in the future. And it just underlines that even though the Czechs are on home water, they are very, very strong. Camille Prigent, another prospect. Her dad, Jean-Yves, will be absolutely delighted to see his daughter on a senior podium. And, well, Katerina Kuryova experienced, and it counted. And when you consider 112 seconds and her race time in the semi-finals, 113.64, and she basically made about a second improvement on this final run. Well done to her. Class act. Well, they are all in a very competitive women's final, despite the fact that there are some great paddlers who are not with us today. Well, that stands tall as a very good performance to the woman who won the world title 5 years ago in London. Well, if the men in their canoes can give us as fine a competition as that, we'll be well pleased. That's coming up next here, the final of the men's canoe. And the men's canoe, believe it or not, we have the Olympic, world and European reigning champions in the lineup. So, as I said, we turn our attentions to the men who kneel in their boats and work with just a single blade, and it's the men Canadian canoe single final. And here is the lineup. Well, this was the semi-final result with the reigning European champion Benjamin Savsek of Slovenia, the fastest in the final. He'll go last. And these are the men who didn't quite make it there. Good to see a couple of Irish paddlers amongst the 20 in the semi-finals. And Miguel Trav, but for a 50-second penalty, the promising Spaniard would have been in. But this is the winning semi-final run of Benjamin Savsek.
And the man who was quite competing in the Olympic Games is showing his so damn freaking great skills in the top section bar. It is a clearly for Benjamin Savsek.
Savsek, a clean run down here in the semi-finals, 106.81 his winning time, but gave himself a really strong start. This course designed by Yuri Prishkovic's father, and Yuri Prishkovic's father also working with Anne Bruxelles of France to set this gate pattern. You can see here the water gate. Now those gates are supposed to be just 20 centimeters above the water to avoid paddlers sort of skipping under them and being able to avoid a 50-second penalty. But Savsek, it's hard to win a title. It's even harder to defend one, as Amelie Helgatova just found out a few minutes ago. And last year she was champion. This year she's in third place. But at the moment, Benjamin Savsek is in pretty good shape. So this is a course not long, 250 meters, but it's demanding, it's hard. That's the unanimous verdict of the athletes. And it's a continuously dropping course. Here you can see more clearly this 30 meters or so flat water sprint to the first of the gates, and we've had touches today on gate number 1, maybe anticipating gate 2 a little bit too much there for the first of the 6 upstream gates. These gates 1.5 meters wide, and the boat passing through them 3.5 meters long and 60 centimeters wide. And these stagger gates are quite tricky. You can see that the athlete is being worked right across the course. The double upstream, and then 17 to 18, which has caught out quite a few. But to be fair to the course designers, the problems are spread out right across the course. There's been no bogey gates, if you understand me. There have been problems spread around the whole course, and then through 24 on the flat water again to the finish line. So we're almost set to go. A reminder, these are the 10, and there is Cedric Joly, the reigning world champion, just scraped into the final, and he's first to go, but he's dangerous. And then you've got Denis Gargot-Chanou, the Olympic champion, also from France, to go next. So you could be sure that these two are going to give everything they can, and we've seen plenty of champions emerge from early starters in previous world and European finals, so this could be a little special here. If one of these or both of these Frenchmen can really lay down a challenge early on, it's going to put the rest under real pressure. Cedric, he was 10th in the European Championships here in Prague 2 years ago. Lovely afternoon, and I can't emphasize too much what a good job the National Federation here and Czech television have done in the circumstances of COVID-19 to get these European Championships underway. Okay, a few countries missing: Germany, Great Britain, Slovakia, Russia. But here we go, the final of the men's Canadian singles, and a class act to get us underway. Kneeling in his canoe with a single blade, comes down towards gate number 1. That little drop, which has thrown 1 or 2 off alignment, but no problem for Cedric. Gets through 2 and already setting up for 3. 4 to 5 and 6 offset, and then 7. Oh, he's in trouble, and he's missed gate 7, and he's rolling, and he's out of it. Well, I don't think he's going to bother to go back upstream. He's caught gates 10, 11, 12, and there's a touch on that, well, appreciation from the crowd, but not the start that we expected, not the start that the French fans would have wanted. There are 3 French paddlers in the final, 3 Czech paddlers in the final, so Cedric must hope that one of his teammates will do the business, so to speak. But the margins are so fine. And there's not much he could have done about it when he got into trouble at gate 6, and it completely destroyed his chances of making gate 7. So just finishing off the run. And another touch as well, so there it's very difficult when that happens. You really lose heart. It's not easy just to wash all that trouble out of your head, but there are other days, and there will be for him. He's a man to watch out for in the future. I mean, having won the world title, that gives you a strong indication. There you can see the problem he had at 6 and couldn't make 7. And then, well, from there on, just left to paddle down the course. Now, more experience is WK1 Canoe, the Olympic champion from Rio, and last year 5th in the World Championships in La Serre de Guel, through 3. No problem there on 3, now to 4. Ooh. That's not correct. And he's been given a 50. It was tight, and he's, oh, well, what a disastrous start by the French. I mean, they're 2 of their top men. They've got Martin Thomas to come. He'll be the penultimate man to go. But, well, the upper part of the course is destroyed these 2 talented Frenchmen. They've just got it completely wrong. What often happens is that you want it. Of course, everybody wants the success. They want the medal, and you just try that a little bit too hard. But as soon as the exit of one gate is faulty, it throws you offline. And don't worry about the 209. Well, what a dramatic start to this final. 2 Frenchmen, 2 quality paddlers, and both of them in trouble. But it won't affect the rest, because they will do what everybody does. You control what you do. You don't worry about what anybody else does. So gate 4 and gate 8, 2 upstream failures. There's gate 4. You've got to get the head, part of the body and part of the boat between the poles. Gate 7, the touch there. And gate 8, another missed gate. So to Switzerland and Thomas Kirchlin, runner-up in the European Championships 3 years ago. And he was in the top 10 of the World Championships, finished 7th last year in Spain. So it is a high-quality field. But a world champion and an Olympic champion have already been beaten by the course, beaten by the water. Well, he's massively up on the 2 Frenchmen, obviously, because they both had 2 gate misses. So really, this is the man who is now hoping to set the realistic challenge for the rest to follow. Kirchlin, Switzerland, who in the men's kayak yesterday won a very, very good team bronze. That'll have given them a lot of encouragement. Split times are irrelevant. Oh, 18, and he's got away with it. 2:19, just held that together. They have just disrupted him a little bit as he comes down to the water gate. This is the biggest drop. You can see these continuous drops all the way. Oh, 21 and 22 he's got a touch, and that was because he was offline through 21. What a pity. This will be good enough, obviously, to go into the lead. And so 1:13, which could have been 111, but for that one touch. And his run in the semi-finals was much quicker. He was 1:07.13 plus a 2-second touch. So this not so successful for him second time around. Next out of the Gate is going to be Luka Božić for Slovenia, bronze medalist in the World Championships last year, behind Cedric Joly. Now Božić, plenty of experience. Well, he's just clouted gate 5 to get a 2-second penalty. But for that, he must have been very close to Kerslin, as you saw there. He would have been just over a quarter of a second behind. Possible to make that up, though. Can't really afford another touch. 14, though, is probably his undoing. The second split time should tell us. Now, well, take off those 4 seconds of penalties and he would have been commandingly ahead of the Swiss paddler who sits at the bottom in first place now. Only 1.77 seconds behind. Now, can he find that up on the last combinations, 23, 24, 25? Certainly paddling quickly. Inside 113 seconds, that's where he needs to be. This is actually quick, and he's going fast towards the line here. 8, 9, 10, yes! 111 seconds exactly. And but for those 4 seconds, that would have been 107 seconds for Luka Božić. And how expensive are those 4 seconds of penalties going to be for the Slovenian? Well, very expensive touches. So on now to Lukas Rowan, third in the European Championships on this very course, well, on this water, 2 years ago here in Prague, representing the Czech Republic. And the Czech Republic, with all 3 paddlers through, this is the first of their challenges. Well, gate 6. Well, but for that, he'd be in front. As he is, he's still not that far behind. He's within a second, I reckon, of Luka Božić's time, so he's got to avoid another penalty, that's for sure. Rowan. Well, he's got plenty of support, particularly as he nears gate 17, 18. That was good, and now he's ahead. So that means he's made a second in that last section, which is really good, but he mustn't get a touch here if he wants to go into first place. There are still 5 more to come after him, so no medals have been won at this point. Inside 111 seconds, that's the target, and he's found pace, he's found time, and he's got there. 2.34, and now the competition, the gauntlets have been thrown down. Lukas Rowan, and that would have been 106.66 seconds. That's not the fastest run time. That belongs to one of the men who's still to come. That was 105.10 from Martin Thomas of France, who has yet to make his challenge. But the Czech Republic, Lukas Rowan ahead of Luka Bošić, and then Thomas Kušlin in third place. This is, of course, unofficial, everything being checked, and you can see the disaster for the French there. 4 missed gates between the world and the Olympic champion in a final. Should have done better. But nonetheless, they've still got one opportunity, France. And next up, the one and only Polish challenger. And this is Kasper Stuba, 4th in the under-23 Worlds last season, just 21. And he's going to be the next man out of the gate. That's Wojciech Heger for the Czech Republic, just making his final preparations, looking in good heart. So it was a poor start, but hopefully we're in for a climactic finish. So Stuba. Breaks the beam and drops down. Slightly wider line through gate 1 to prepare for 2. No problems at 2. 3 is okay. Break out to 4. A lot of these paddlers being caught in the upper part of the course, and oh, that's careless. 6 and 7. And look at that, 4 seconds of penalties, only 2.41 behind, and he would have been a couple of seconds ahead. Well, what could he pull back? And another. Well, there's no chance, I'm afraid, for medals here. What chance he had has disappeared. Clean runs are vital, and that's what we've yet to see in this final. Nobody has run down here without a mistake. The gates have proved, and yet another touch there. 17 into 18, but 12 seconds behind. And the best he can hope for is 4th place at the moment, but that's no consolation. 6, 8, 10 seconds of penalties. And you can just see that the drive and energy has gone out of him here. Still working hard, but when you're conscious of the mistakes, and you can see there, now if we took the 10 seconds off, that would have been 1:06, and that would have put him into a medal position. But that's again another if only. This is that 6 to 7 pattern which started the rot, so to speak. So 13, his unlucky bib number on the day. So now 2 Czechs in a row. This is the man who qualified last year at the World Championships in Liceo de Gel to be their representative in next year's Olympics in Tokyo. Wojciech Heger, just 20 years of age, and quite a responsibility on his shoulders as a result of that. Oh no, surely, yes, a touch at 4. What has happened to all these men? Well, when is one of them going to realize that a clean run could so easily win this? And another touch at 7. And you can see the speed is there, but the accuracy isn't. 6 seconds of penalties. And he would be well ahead on the clock but for this. Well, he might be fast, but he's far from clean, and that's going to cost him his medal chance. And 10, that was a touch on 10 earlier, and 15 and 16 are okay. 17, 18, no problem there, but Well, you can see for yourself, 3.27 behind, 6 seconds given away. The mathematics would tell you that he would easily go into first place at this point. But he is quick. So I wonder whether he can get near the medals. Thomas Kirchlin in third place, 113.27. As he comes through gate number 25. This is closer than you think for a medal position. Heger is there by 300ths of a second. Wojciech Heger goes into third place. So the Czech Republic, first and third, split by Luka Božič of Slovenia. But if you took the 6 seconds off, his run time would have been 107.24, and he would now be in gold. But too many errors. Well, the Czechs have got another chance now. Václav Chalupka, under 23 Canadian singles world champion in Ivrea in 2018. Not to be confused by a former legendary rower for the Czech Republic, Václav Chalupa. Their single sculler. Multi-world runner-up, but eventually did win the title. But this man very different, and this is good. Chalupka going well, just held a little bit the stern there, but half a second to the good. You can see the power of the waters from the river Vltava that feed this course. No pumps, this is the drop and natural power of the river. Still okay. He's lost a bit of time. There have been little imperfections. He was up, he's now down, but not by much. And we've seen plenty of paddlers make up more than that in this lower section of the course, so it is possible that he could go into the lead. Chasing Lukas Rowan, his Czech teammate. Not quite as effective in coming in and getting out of 23. This will be tight. Remember, he had a quarter of a second to find, and I'm not sure he's found it. Past the time now of Lukas Rowan, and from being 0.23, he's lost half a second in that last section, and he goes into the silver medal position. The Czech Republic first and second, Luka Božič of Slovenia down to third, and there are 2 to come, 1 for France and 1 for Slovenia. Well, the men to challenge now for this championship title are the 2 men who finished first and second in Pau in France in last year's European Championships. First, it's the runner-up, and it's Martin Thomas, who also finished top 10 in the World Championships last year. Well, touch on 7. What is happening? No clean runs, and 8 as well. And that's 4 seconds. He would have been well up on the clock. Well, this is not the final I expected. The pressure really on, and none of these men seem to have measured this course in terms of getting a clean run. 6 seconds of penalties after that touch on gate 14. Well, however much time he might gain down here, it's not surely going to be enough. The first three split by 2.34 seconds, and I can't see how he's going to get inside that sort of time. 5 seconds down at the moment, and so really disappointing Sunday afternoon for the French, having got 3 men into the final, and sadly a world champion, an Olympic champion, a European runner-up, and they've all been beaten by the course, but in a way been beaten by themselves. And 6th place. So it remains 1-2 for the Czech Republic. Luka Bozic of Slovenia is 3rd, and it's the European champion, the defending champion, is the last man to go, Benjamin Savcek. And too many errors in the staggered off-stream gates, 7 to 8 in particular, which have been noticeably the gates that have been catching them out in this final run. So the reigning European champion, if he wins this, he'll push his own teammate Luka Bozic off the podium. Now, a measured run, that's what Benjamin needs to do. He's a powerful paddler. So many penalties on the upper section of the course. So find your rhythm, keep building your confidence as you come through here. At the moment, he's the master of the situation by 3 seconds. Through 10, okay. He'll know instantly through those first 10 gates how he's going, how he's feeling. And at the moment, the feeling is pretty good. Respect and applause for the defending champion. Much tighter in his drop down to 16. But he's okay. And he's building the advantage, deceptively quick, but it's through his accuracy that he's gaining time. And look at this, 4.5 seconds the advantage now. That's through gate 20, so just the last 5 gates to go. Sets up through 21 to give him the drop down to 22, safely through there, over to 23. This is the clean run that we've been looking for. Savcek through 24, 25. It's going to be clean and it's going to be fast. And the European champion of 2019 is the European champion of 2020. Benjamin Savcek of Slovenia, back-to-back European titles. Lukáš Rowan of the Czech Republic has to settle for silver. Václav Chalupka, the bronze, and Luka Bozic of Slovenia pushed down to 4th place. And Savcek, the only man who measured the course in a correct way. 1:04.90. And that's the fastest time of the day, quicker than anybody in the semi-final. His semi-final 1:06.81. So this performance almost 2 seconds better than what he did in being the best man in the semis. And respect and applause here for the defending champion, who we'll get a few words from in a moment. Been to the Olympics twice, didn't medal there. 8th in London, 6th in Rio. But it's quite something to defend a European title. And there are the facts and figures. And that's a huge margin of victory. Those are only Chalupa and Savcek with clean runs. And the pressure was really on, and it got to the majority of the field. And the majority, I'm afraid.
Benjamin, congratulations. You will have this nice bib for another year. How is it for you?
Yeah, thank you very much. I'm really happy to keep this bib till the next year. And it was an amazing run. I did it without the touches and really smooth. But it was hard because it was a little pressure on the start because I was starting the last, but I'm really happy to.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Well, it's going to be a lovely journey back to Slovenia for Benjamin, and a really nice way to finish the individual finals. But just to remind you that we have the team championships to come, but Václav Chalupka, this is really encouraging for him, an under-23 world champion, but now a senior medalist, so that's a big step forward for him. Lucas Rowan, much more experienced. He was third in the European Team Championships, but now he's got an individual medal here in the silver medal position. But even without his 2-second penalty, he was still a second and a half slower than Benjamin Šavček, who produced the goods. Well, there you can see the specially invited guests who have come here. Benjamin into his early 30s. He's 33 now and hails from Ljubljana. And he's got a terrific record in the Canadian singles. He's won now 8 medals at the Europeans, 5 golds, a silver and 2 bronze medals. And the one thing that's missing for him is an Olympic medal. So one of the safety crew having an early bath or a late bath, whichever way you like to think about it. And Benjamin, who was European champion in Markkleeberg in Germany in 2015, and of course last year, so makes it a hat-trick of gold medals for the Europeans. But these are the women who earlier on completed their finals, and congratulations to Katarina Kudiova, Camille Prigent and Amalie Helgatova, the medalists in the women's kayak. Kudiova. A very solid performance. A clean run like Šavček down this 240-meter track. Well, so on to the medal ceremonies, and as they're preparing for the women's kayak, let me quickly say congratulations to the Czech Canoe Slalom Federation and their president Jaroslav Pollard for the fantastic job he's done, and also to our colleagues from Czech television. In the circumstances, a big pat on the back and congratulations.
Accompanied by Michala Zíková, marketing manager of Chess Group and Chess Foundation director. Gratulovat těm nejlepším kajakářkám dnešního programu bude Tomáš Koněčko, viceprezident Mezinárodní kanoistické federace.
And it's going to be Tomáš Koněčko, the vice president of the International Canoe Federation, who very soon may well become the president of the international governing body, to present the medals. So Amelie Hilgertova, it was a gold medal 12 months ago. Well, a little bit more than that now, but an excellent bronze medal. And she is very much part of the future of Czech canoe slalom in the women's kayak. And her aunt Stepanka and her uncle Luboš will be as proud. Camille Prigent. Prigent, one of the rising stars for France, daughter of Jean-Yves, famous paddler for the French, and the under-23 world champion of 2018 gets a senior medal, a silver in 2020. And the European champion for 2020, Katarina Kudiova, with a clean, fast run in 112.71 seconds to take the title, the European title, to add to the world title that she won in 2015 in London. And a great occasion for her, but extra special when you win at home in front of your own fans. And the national anthem to honor
Kamil Prigent a Kača Kudělová.
So there are your winners, all three of them, and a really good tussle for the women's kayak. Well, momentarily we'll be moving to the presentation for the men's kayak. You might have noticed there that the women taking their own medals as part of the social distancing regime. Well, Camille Prigent flew the flag for France there, not so the men in the men's single canoes. Lose the Olympic champion, the world champion, and then last year's runner-up to fall by the wayside. That was something I didn't expect. I really expected at least one Frenchman to be on the podium, but not to be on this occasion. So the boys just being mustered now for the team finals. Just a reminder that in just over an hour and a quarter, we have the team finals in these two categories, women's kayak and men's canoes. 7 nations represented in each of those competitions, and an opportunity for the Spanish and the Italians, who haven't really featured here. It's been disappointing for them to make amends in the team competitions.
And the winner will also receive the Canon camera.
So
Ladies and gentlemen, we present the medalists for the men's canoe. The medals will be presented by Jaroslav Pollard, the Vice President of the
Jaroslav Pollard on the left of your picture there, the President of the Czech Canoe Federation,
Executive Officer of Unica Pojišťovna.
to present the medals to these athletes.
A spolu s ním Martin Žáček, předseda představenstva a generální ředitel Unica Pojišťovna. Gratulovat budou třetímu muži dnešního dne.
So in third place, so a step forward for Václav here. Under 23 world champion in 2018. Now an important senior medal for this man. And handshake shouldn't be happening.
Druhé místo a the silver medalist is WK1, Česká republika.
The runner-up, Lukáš Rohan for the Czech Republic. Missed out by 3.76 seconds for the silver medal. So the best of the Czech paddlers, Lukáš.
And the winner and the European champion in C1 man is Benjamin Savcek, Slovenia.
Well, top man, Benjamin Savcek in a clean run, fastest time of the day, 104.90 to retain his European title. And a great way for the Slovenians to finish the individual competitions.
Na počest vítěze vyslechněme hymnu Slovinska. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the national anthem of Slovenia.
So a third European title for Benjamin Savcek to go with his world title, which he won 3 years ago in Po, and very much in form as we come to the end of the individual competitions in this 2020 rearranged European Championships, transferred from the Valley in London, which should have taken place in the spring, to the autumn here in Prague. As I said, in just over an hour at 2:30 Central European time, we have the final two medal competitions, the women's kayak teams and the men's canoe teams, to look forward to. But as I said, this has taken an enormous effort by the local authorities, the Czech Canoe Federation, Czech television, to make this happen here in Prague. And enormous thanks on behalf of the European Canoe Association to everybody involved to actually give us a championship in 2020 when the world is so disrupted because of COVID-19. So I hope that you've enjoyed this, and I hope you've appreciated it. And I'd like, hopefully, your company for the team competitions. And if you've enjoyed what you've seen, then on the follow and like buttons, give us a little press there. So nice to know who's been with us, and nice to know how many of you have been with us on ECA TV over the weekend. This is a service, a first-time service really for us, and it's just the beginning. We've got plenty of things we are going to improve on the day, but given the circumstances that we're in, hopefully you've enjoyed the coverage that we've managed to bring to you. So a little more for me to add, other than the fact that the team events, as I say, are just about an hour away. So I'll take my leave and, like a lot of people, get a cup of coffee.